they're being offered these experiences that they can't get really anywhere. It's so unique.
There's not a lot of stuff like this in Trenton. Like, there's programs, but there's no programs like the Clown Academy.
Last summer, in a vacant Roebling factory in downtown Trenton, 16 kids participated in Clown Academy, a 2-week Circus Arts clowning service adventure. There were 2 reasons why we did it in Trenton. The first is that we wanted to see how the residents, specifically the children, would embrace such a Circus Arts and clowning program, and whether they could see it really benefiting and strengthening their communities. And the second reason was that it allowed me the opportunity to bring children from affluent communities, including Princeton, into downtown Trenton to partner with the kids from Trenton to do community service. The first week was spent teaching the kids circus arts and clowning skills. They learned slapstick and pratfalls, and juggling and unicycle riding, and stilt walking and globe walking, and tightrope walking, and trapeze and acrobatics.
At first I was like, I don't know if I could do any of this stuff, and then I tried a few of the things there and I got the hang of it pretty fast.
You get to learn new things, but you get to enjoy yourself the whole time. It's all about the enjoyment, really.
The second week was all about serving Trenton. The kids, after spending the first week learning the clowning and circus art skills, were now teachers and performers. Throughout the week, organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club, the CYO, and Homefront brought groups of children to the factory to watch circus performances and then participate in workshops. Our group of 16 students were very busy.
It's like we've been practicing for the first week, learning it ourselves, and then here we are the second week teaching all these kids the tricks. It was amazing.
All of a sudden I went from being a student to a teacher. There was one little girl, and she was like, can I try it by myself now? She asked could she try the stilts by herself, and I was like, sure, go ahead, and she actually got the hang of it.
After the first 3 kids, they were all like, well, I'm scared to go up there, but then they got up there and then they're all high like, whoa! And they started doing tricks, and then they came back down and they were like, oh, that was fun. So I was like, it was a good thing to experience. It was a good feeling to have.
When they weren't at the factory working with kids, they were out in the community performing.
We performed for the nursing home. We performed for the Boys and Girls Club, and Homefront. We performed for Homefront.
My favorite show, it was the nursing home, because it was some lady's birthday, and I felt really good that I got to do a performance exactly on the day of a lady's birthday. And she was very excited. That's what made me even more excited about what I was doing.
There was one night when we performed at the Trenton Thunder game, and everyone there, they saw us, and then people just started coming up saying, could I try this and could I try that? It was fun.
I haven't laughed so hard my entire life so far, and that 1 week, it was crazy.
Well, at first, on the first day when we all sat in the ring, I remember it was kind of all the Sacred Heart kids were on one side, and then the Trenton kids were just kind of on the other side, and we didn't really know each other, we didn't really talk at all. But then towards the end, everyone was sitting next to each other, talking to each other, and it was pretty amazing to see that everyone became friends in 6 days or 7 days.
The Trenton kids who had already participated in a week prior to this second week were very brushed up on their skills and were already in the thick of things. And so once this group of people from across the country came in, they were a little rusty, but the Trenton kids were so eager to help them out and help them refresh their memory on these skills. And that's really where the bond started to be formed.
Y'all are on the same boat at first. We don't really know how to do anything, and even if you do know how to do some things, nobody's great at everything, so it's you can work together to do those things.
Needless to say, the 16 kids who arrived in Trenton as strangers became very close throughout the week. They developed a genuine camaraderie despite their different backgrounds and upbringing.
At the end of the time, we were all really sad to leave all the Sacred Heart kids, but then all the Trenton kids were also crying and saying, no, I don't want to leave, this was so much fun.
One of the last days we were there, we were driving going either to the warehouse or to a nursing home, and there was just like a random guy on the street, and he saw us in the cars with our wigs and crazy makeup, and he was just like, "Oh, you guys are the clowns are back." Like, he was in a conversation, but as soon as he saw us, he like stopped everything and like pretty much walked in the middle of the street and was like pointing at us and like clapping for us, and like that was just awesome.
You have a lot of kids in high school and middle school nowadays just doing things with drugs and not being in school sometimes, and sometimes just not being at home, being out there in the streets, roaming around. And I think the camp will actually give them somewhere to go.
Sometimes some folks don't have a safe, warm place to go. And when I say warm, I'm not talking about, you know, the heat. I'm talking about warm and good people being there, caring people.
I think it would like have a positive impact on Trenton, because most kids I know, they would rather do something like this instead of like sitting home playing video games or watching TV.
You get a chance to be playful, you get a chance to have a sense of humor, you get a chance to actually be a warm person and try to do something good for others, try to make others smile.
Due to the success of this 2-week program and the positive reaction we received from the children that participated in Clown Academy, I left the city filled with hope and optimism, knowing that a clowning and circus arts program would have a positive impact not only on the children of Trenton, but on the entire city. Together with Zoe Brooks, the founder of Stone Soup Circus, the two of us are ready and excited to introduce the Trenton Civil Circus Project to the residents, community leaders, and politicians of the city of Trenton.
Once the word gets spread, and just to be patient and to let the momentum build, I think it would be dynamic and it would be highly successful. It would bring so many skills and just so many important principles to youngsters, and it could make a huge, huge difference in the direction of their lives, I think. That's my opinion.